Hello, Pisces North Node. This is Samara, your feminist alchemist. Welcome to your reading for April 1st to about April 29th, 2022. I am recording this video a little bit late. The month of April is already underway, so that will be taken into account during your reading. This is a general reading, so the messages may not resonate with everybody. Just take what strikes a chord with you and let the rest float away on a cloud of ether to whoever else in your Pisces North Node collective needs to hear those messages at this time. If you're feeling this reading, give it a like, a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to be notified when I upload. What is the North Node, you ask? I sum it up as a mathematical point in your birth chart that signifies your source of soul expansion in this lifetime. This reading is specific to your North Node. It does not address your sun sign, moon sign, rising, or any other major placement that you may be interested in. It's specifically for the North Node. If you are not sure what your North Node sign is, you can check out my website. There is a chart there of dates and placements of the North Nodes during the past many years, I think 100 years. And there's also a link in the description box where you can run your birth chart if you want to see the big picture. I also have a short video that covers the general meaning of the North Node as I've been guided to understand it. Plus, you can check out the specifics of your North Node sign explained in depth by YouTube astrologer Astro Finesse. Both links have been posted in the description box below. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I'll give you a quick rundown of how these readings work. I start with the universal energies on the outside circle. The middle circle is your higher self 5D energies. The inner circle is your 3D physical reality, situations that are showing up for your soul expansion. And then I do another circle on top of them to determine what's the best way to navigate or to bridge the 3D reality with your higher calling. Let's call it what your soul is calling to you to address to aid your expansion. And then I pulled some final oracles to pull it all together. So I'm going to start with the Path of the Soul cards by Cheryl Lee Harnish. I've pre-shuffled all of your decks and meditated on your cards before I began. So I'll just start shuffling. And of course, at any time, if you need to fast forward through the shuffling, do feel free. But you could also listen to the soothing sound. I find it meditative. I shuffle cards also when I'm just thinking. Okay, so we have fertile, clarity, In the third position, we have both, this is a breakthrough and treasures. The breakthrough card has come out for at least 4 signs this month. And healing with intention. So you have the opportunity here, Pisces North Node, to plant seeds for a very bright future. And you're being granted clarity as well as to what that is. Many of us have many options. We have many desires. We have desires that are fueled from different needs within ourselves. And this is going to provide you, the universe is offering you some clarity in figuring those things out. Breakthrough and treasures, get that you may experience a shock in April, and it can be varying from a large, significant change in your life to just a small. I'm getting more of the image, though, that it's actually something that seems quite small at first, but you realize that you've based a lot of your beliefs on that thing that you considered true, or that you considered understood a certain way. And now that clarity has come, this breakthrough is making you see things in a whole new light. And this is actually revealing to you some hidden blessings within that situation. But I'm getting the impression that this is really going to rock you, or take you by surprise. Like, I'm getting a super tower moment kind of feeling here. And I don't like to say that like it's negative, but when we're not expecting something, it could shock us either positively or negatively. And usually when something comes unexpected, we tend towards the negative, unless it's like a huge, financial kickback, or someone that we've always loved coming towards us, and revealing that to us. That we could also focus on that part of the energy, but let's see where the rest of the cards lead. I will say, though, in combination with this card here, healing with intention, that it does seem that there's the energy of stripping away a mask of sorts, stripping away a blindfold, and then now, because you can see the situation for what it is or what it was, you'll be able to heal that with very clear purpose and intention to let something go. Okay, that was quick. So we're going to move on to the 5D energy and see how this is all streaming down into your higher self and what messages your higher self is sending to you. This is the Sacred Geometry Activations Oracle and Sacred Geometry of Relationships. They're two decks mixed together. Both decks are by Lon. So some of the cards in this deck, or in the two decks, are repeated. So if you see two of the same, that would be why. Oops. How many cards is that? Or is that a slip? Oh, it looks like that's what they want. Okay. So what do we have here? We have originality, balance, curiosity, sixth chakra, earth, root chakra, and romantic love. That is, huh. So first, what I'm seeing here is that you are one of a kind. That's the first sentence that came to me with respect to originality. You are one of a kind. And just how beneficial or how important that is to your existence is becoming evident. And you seem to be more unique within your friend group than you acknowledge. And I'm seeing here, this is not necessarily calling for some complete breakaway from your grouping, as much as it is a balance between the group dynamic and living out your individuality. There also needs to be more of a balance between your playful side and your serious, controlled, planned out side. And, it's interesting to read for the North Node as opposed to like a sun sign reading, for example, because obviously, yes, you guys all share a North Node placement, but you all are different sun signs altogether. So how you perceive yourself may also be different than how your South Node is showing up. It shows up with different nuances in the context of every sun sign. So then your North Node calling is even more of a enigma to encapsulate, because there's so many roads that lead to, or so many ways that let's say Piscean experience can be integrated into your life. So what's coming up here is, and this is why I got led that way, because of this curiosity card. I have the impression here that you see yourself the way you see yourself is confining how you show up in the world. And this can be very much related to one particular or a few particular experiences that kind of reinforce the same self-critique and has ingrained itself as a fact in your mind. Like, yes, I am this. And I am statements are very powerful statements, because it's basically us affirming to the universe, this is my state, this is what I'm made of, this is at my core of being. And your higher self here is saying you need to start being curious about your own nature and act as if you don't necessarily know yourself completely yet. We are constantly changing and evolving, even from 4 to 14 to 40. You are a different person and you are never static. So there's a lot to be curious about. And they want you to explore your imagination Your intuition is opening up. A lot of people's third eyes and intuition, their dreams are becoming more intense. They're starting to sense people's moods and feelings. There's more synchronicities happening, like, oh, you called and someone says they were just thinking about you, or vice versa. And this is interesting for the person of Pisces North Node, because your mirror sign is Virgo, which is a much more grounded energy, a much more practical energy. And Pisces, while they're not the flightiest, they can be taken in the waves a bit, right? They're more of swimming with the rhythm of life, and that requires being grounded in your intuition. And they gave me that sentence specifically, grounded in your intuition, because Earth is here as well. And you're going to see, I'm starting to get the impression as well that this breakthrough is that you're seeing how your thoughts are turning into things. Like you're going to be revealed the truth of how your mindset is affecting your physical reality. And the treasure, one of the treasures amongst many, because I have a feeling you're going to get a lot of little treasures. One of those gifts is that you will realize that you are empowered to change your circumstances simply, at least with the laying the first brick that is changing your mindset about it and changing where you focus your energy. And this is going to be a hugely empowering moment. And if you already kind of resonate with that, it's just going to go to the next level. You're going to keep revealing these magical, what feels magical, we'll call it magical gifts. And what's great about that then is this root chakra and romantic love. I see a lot of passion coming your direction. And now I'm not going to jump and say just yet, okay, there is great leaps in romantic love, or that a love is coming into your life. Well, let's say there's going to be great leaps in romantic love. And whether or not that actually brings a person in, or you already have a person in, the point is your capacity for it, your desire, because root chakra is one of your sex chakras in combination with the sacral chakra. But the root chakra is much more about, it's very grounded in physical experience, safety, security, nurturing, the vitality. So whether or not this comes along with a new relationship, it's certainly reviving your capacity for the romantic, physical part of love, physical expression of love, which I must say has more benefits than just your love life. It's also good for your health. So it's good for your reproductive system. It's good for your blood circulation, your digestion. So hair, it has just overall awesome health benefits. Where are we going now? We're going to the 3D, to your physical reality. So you're going to get some, oh, no, they have me over here in this corner. And originality, root chakra, and romantic love all hanging out by the clarity card there. Oh, you're going to get some super clear insight into past relationships and why they didn't work out. And a lot of that is going to be because of the person that you project yourself to be does not match who you are. So they're basically showing me someone on a red carpet, in sunglasses and, all cool, looking good for cameras. Fine, great. Yes. You then meet someone at that event and they see you one way, say your business way, business life way, your public persona. But when you get home, you're like, kind of, you have an old raggedy t-shirt that's your favorite and no one can get you to throw it away, and you like to wear it at home and put your feet up on the coffee table and watch, I don't know, documentaries. So you're really a cozy, down-to-earth person at home, but this person likes your flashy side. Like, now this is just an example. It's not saying that specific example is you, but it's showing that you're not necessarily, or didn't necessarily in the past, attract people who really resonated with your inner self because you did not reveal your inner self, your whatever that may be. It could be the opposite. Maybe you're a librarian and you have a really wild party side, like, and they just want me to say, like, it's not necessary. It's about allowing yourself, right? We get back to the balance card. It's about allowing yourself to be one thing and the other thing, not one thing at the expense of not being the other thing. Because we are always whole. But sometimes we make decisions that don't allow us to express our wholeness. But that aspect of ourselves doesn't go away. We're just now creating an environment around ourselves that doesn't give room for that aspect of ourselves to breathe and be nurtured. I'm checking out your physical reality now. This is the Santa Muerte Tarot. So it is a full tarot deck, but I just pulled the major arcana for the purpose of identifying the major situations in your 3D reality that are coming up for you to utilize as opportunities for expansion. There goes one. Trying to get one more card here for Pisces North Node for the month of April. There we go. Okay, so let me go through these. We have the Emperor, the Moon, the Fool, and Temperance. all in the upright. Let's see. The Emperor is showing me that you've actually secured a very comfortable position. And there seems to be some hesitation around rocking the boat for fear of losing that position. Now, it may not be, for some of you, it's kind of exactly where you want it to be, but it doesn't feel the way you want it to feel. But on paper, it looks exactly how you wanted it to look. But it doesn't feel how you expected it to feel. Now, we can, in some cases, so they're saying there's a minority of viewers that you're not necessarily in the place that you want to be. You know it, but it does look, on paper, it looks good. Or it looks good enough. From the outside, someone who doesn't know you, they would say that there's nothing like that. You're actually in a much better place than you're giving yourself credit for. And that could be very well true. That's not to be ungrateful for where you are. It's just that there is, with this moon card here, this need for more depth, need for more of your being to be satisfied, to be fed and nurtured by this position, because it seems that you spend a lot of time in that position. So there's some role in your life that basically is where you spend the majority of your time, or at least it has become where you spend a lot of your time. So if you don't get to express parts of yourself in that position, then what happens is when that dominates your life, you don't have even the time to balance out that energy, right? It prevents you from having the time and space for the other aspects of yourself to live and be expressed. So I feel a crisis of the moon here. And with the root chakra and romantic love, this romantic love keeps coming in as not the dominant energy, but something like you are trying to manifest an improvement in your relationship or a better relationship than you've had in the past. And this is coming, you're finding yourself using a much deeper set of criteria as to what it is you want out of love. And it seems that this picture is also all encompassing. It's almost like this fantasy for your life, this vision for your life. It starts with a romantic partner, or it starts with your vision of a romantic relationship, but it actually is what colors the whole map of your envisioned life for yourself. And that is even if you have a very career-oriented goal mindset. Even if that, it's like you couldn't picture being super successful and not having, or winning an award or getting a promotion and not having someone to call and talk about it, and not having someone to, stay up late with and chat about your problems or have intimate conversations with. Though this is showing up, romantic love is showing up as something that you're finding very valuable to the bigger picture, although it's not necessarily the focus of your life. Once again, this is general, so there could always be people in this pile who say, yes, it is my focus. And if it is, wonderful. But this, like, when you take this card out of the picture, there's a very different energy in the spread altogether. Like, there's much more, it feels much more financial and material to me. Once you put the love, the romantic love in there, then it feels like this whole picture, vision for an overall quality of life that has more love in it all around. But the one place that it wants to take root is in the romantic side. The Fool energy here. Oh, sorry, they want me to say something about this. Breakthrough and treasures. You may find that you have feelings for someone that you didn't realize that you had feelings for. You may be finding that, or you may find that in April. The Fool card is signifies a new beginning. So you may have the chance to, feels you are presented with the chance to take a new path. And how that came about, could have had a breakup, could have had a change in location, could have just had a change of heart. But there's something that you are on. There's a new beginning in some area of your life. And this is actually being fueled by the fact that you are unable to keep up the illusion. You are once again, vision grounded in reality, grounded in the physical plane. It's like something does not resonate with you anymore. And this new beginning almost happened overnight. It's almost like you fell asleep and you woke up and you saw things differently. And you have already, even if your world has not caught up with you, mentally, intellectually, spiritually, you have already started a new phase. And I get this feeling that this wave of healing, I call it wave of healing because it looks like a wave, which is very appropriate for you, Pisces. So, but Pisces North Node, that is. Always make sure we're staying on point with that. The inner change is starting to affect your outer world. And this is where also the balance is coming in and the chance to plant new seeds here. And you have to work with, you're finding that you may even be impatient at the moment. Because there is so much building that's on the inside. And we as humans are in a long history of patriarchal society, are all about the end of the manifestation cycle, or the part where it's physical and in front of you. But there's a lot on on other planes, in other subtle vibrations of our being that happens, whether you're paying attention to it or not, it's happening. So you might as well be a participant in it. And this is what the Temperance card is showing me here, is that you may be even feeling like you are have more of a presence, like you're more aware of a presence, guardian angel, unicorn, ancestors. You may feel that there's some spiritual guidance coming in, and they're saying that some of you don't necessarily believe that it is what it is, but it is. And you should be, and they're saying you should be more curious about it, because you should investigate it more, and not be afraid, because your abilities are opening up to show you, what has always been there, but you have not been aware of. This is the Moonchild Tarot by Danielle Noel, and we're going to use it to see how to navigate your 3D reality for your highest good in the month of April. Okay, first we have the Lovers. Very appropriate. I like it. Then we have the Nine of Wands. Is it reversed? Yeah. Oops. Three of Swords reversed. We got one more. And the Eight of Wands in reverse. What? Interesting. So, sorry, my mic keeps falling. Okay, I'm going to take a second to deal with that. Okay. Hopefully you can still hear me okay. All right. So let's see. And by the way, all of the decks that I'm using are linked in the description box below. Every deck except for the Moonchild Tarot, which I just pulled out, are affiliate links, just to be clear. So the Lovers. I'm getting this feeling of, yes, it's time for you to marry the two sides of yourself and in an equal partnership. I'm also seeing divine masculine, divine feminine. So maybe there's one aspect or the other that you project more strongly than the other, and they want you to balance them out. I do see that you should use your position. So those of you that have kind of a position of authority or respect, you should use that position as permission to be a leader. And it can be very subtle, but if you're at the point where you are the one making the rules, but you feel that you don't have the freedom to tweak the rules now, to soften, for example, to have more kindness, more respect, to have more rest, they're saying, what's the point of getting to a position where you're the shot caller and you're not calling shots that benefit you, or not in a selfish, greedy, way that doesn't consider others. But we're talking about, do you have to fit a stereotype of what people in certain positions are like? So I'm getting a strong vibe of people being in leadership roles in this group. And they're saying, even if you're not, there's a certain empowerment of being sovereign. And so they're giving me an example of me to share with you. For example, there was a good amount of time that I was living in a place where everyone says good morning to each other. You don't need to know each other. When you pass people on the street, you say good morning. That's just, manners. And then I moved to another place where everyone just keeps their head down and no one says good morning to each other. But I was in that mode for so long that it felt strange to me to not acknowledge the presence of other beings. So I continued to do it anyway, even though people, kept their head down and walked past me or just mumbled in response, or, didn't respond at all, right? But me continuing to do that was because it was something that I felt made me feel like I was living by a certain value or truth, right? That's true for me. And what was true for me is that we're not walking around all isolated from each other. And when we're not all isolated from each other, except for in our heads. So we can break down that barrier by just acknowledging that, we're breathing the same air, we're passing each other on the street. Like, it's a good morning, it's a good morning, a good afternoon. And that sovereignty, basically, it didn't, naturally as time went on, I said good morning less. Fine. But that was still on, I chose to not not take it as necessarily negative to not say good morning. Sometimes I wanted to be in my own space as well. So that was fine. But that was my choice and not me, conforming for the sake of conforming. It was a natural progression over the course of a year, right? So the point is that you can always do what you want to do inside of yourself, or for your own, by living your own values. However, a lot of the times we temper what we think is right or good for us to do based on how people react to it. And this is something that has its moments of validity as well. But in the case where you're determining what makes your quality of life, quality, that is your measurement and nobody else's. So I took the long way around in that story. But yes. You should also freely visualize the partner that you want to come into your life. And they're saying, try not to, obviously, if you're attracted to a certain look, you could put that in there, but they want you to be as non-judgmental and focusing on the vibe as possible, and not be, they have to be, have long hair. Hair grows. It may be short right now. So do you want to wait do you want them to hold off on sending you the person until the person's hair grows? No, right? So you need to have some gray areas Like saying that you want to be very physically attracted to them and have a passionate love or physical aspect to your relationship is usually enough for them to deliver to you someone who is, fits your physical criteria for you. Nine of Wands in reverse. Here I'm feeling like there's some frustration. I'm feeling frustration, like you may have felt like you've done everything right up to now, and why does it look okay but doesn't feel okay? And Nine of Wands in reverse is telling me that you need to spend some time tending to your spiritual self. And that could be a physical activity as well. It may be doing more exercise. It could be nature walks. It could be as simple as meditating or reading a book or taking more, hot baths. But the point is, this is also coming in the curiosity section. So healing with intent and the fertile. So there is a need to plant new seeds. I just keep coming back to this feeling that you spent a lot of time on the practical things in life. And that is so, that's the Virgo South Node aspect. And that these emotional and spiritual things are coming like second. But then when that's out of balance, when you don't have those finer, more subtle energies informing your actions, then you end up with something that does not tend to your whole being. So spend some time exploring your spiritual side and your spiritual gifts, which are growing, your intuition, your creativity, your emotions. Spend some time on your softer side and tending to the side that you feel that you would want to be loved up in a relationship. They want you to do that for yourself. If you are not in a relationship, if you are in a relationship, still do it because it will benefit your relationship as well. Three of Swords in reverse. Leave all disappointment, heartache in the past, especially if you're like blaming yourself for how things went in past relationships or a relationship that ended, because you have a new beginning. So the Fool is already a very good situation. It's just that you have some last lingering pains to leave in the past. And I get the feeling that you're already aware of them and you're on your way there. The Eight of Wands in reverse is also... Eight of Wands is a card of, fast moving manifestation things. Your actions are turning into things very quickly. You're getting this chance to move through this portal. And in the reverse, it's like, it's not that time to move forward just yet, which is interesting because you have the Fool card, which is moving you forward, but you have the Eight of Wands that is saying, don't just yet. You need to slow down. But the reason that you need to slow down is because you need time to tap into yourself. So these two are mirroring each other. You have the Nine of Wands in reverse and the Eight of Wands in reverse. And what's interesting to me is the card before that is the Seven of Wands, which is about, some type of, it's also about enlightenment. It's about success and strength. There's a need to go back and do some reevaluating and then take small steps forward in the direction that is more in line with what you really want to build. Because if you move forward from where you are right now without considering, ignoring the discomforts or the complaints that you have right now about the way things look, you're only going to create this massive structure that will be harder to break down, or when it breaks down, it will be more devastating. So you want to start kind of rebuilding or building a new. They keep showing me like a building, a castle or a mansion, if you will. And they're saying it's all right to leave the mansion the way it is, but you should add some feng shui, some decor. Maybe you want to put a winter garden. Now it's time to add those divine feminine aspects to what you've built. Now is the time so you've built your empire, or you've built yourself to a certain level that looks good on paper, and now it's time to make it feel good. And that doesn't mean that you have to destroy what you've built. It just means that it's time to decorate it. I mean, that's the way they're showing it to me. They're showing me like one of a very modern looking mansion. It's all square and white and glass, and it has very minimalist furniture inside. And they're showing me putting flowers and plants and fountains and rock gardens. And, it's adding warmth, adding a personal touch to it. So be willing to now add a personal touch to the painting that is your life. Which it seems for a lot of you was built off of a more practical list. And now we want to be less practical and more intuitive and more emotional. That is the Pisces energy. Very intuitive, flowing, a softer energy, if you will. Okay, is there more to say about that? No, we're going to the oracles now. Oh, I already pre-shuffled this, so I don't have to do that again. Let's do this. So final oracle for Pisces North Node. This is the Sacred Traveler Oracle by Denise Lynn. We got 2 cards from there. Cleansing Waters. Purification activates vibrant life force. And Ascending the Mountain. Keep going forward. And actually they want this one here and this one here. I'm shuffling the Enchanted Map by Colette Baron Reed now. Bone Collector in the upright. This is what the deck looks like. And then Earth Magic Oracle by Stephen D. Farmer. Maybe there's nothing in this one. Ow, no, it's not. I said maybe there's nothing in this one, and then I got this stabbing pain in my temple, which tells me that I'm wrong. So anyway, that's a story for another day. Dream time, creation. Ooh, this is the first time I've got that card from this deck. That's gorgeous. Right on your romantic love corner. Oh, Pisces North Node. There's some really good. Oh, well, you know what? See, this is why it's so important that I mention when I'm doing this reading. It is April 9th right now. So we're already 9 days into the month of April, but of course I wanted to give you your reading anyway. And Venus is in Pisces at the moment, and will hang out there for a whole month of April. So actually this is my third reading of the day, and I know one reading I got romantic love twice. I think every reading has had romantic love in it because the Venus energy is just, it's really close to the planet Earth, right? We have Mercury and Venus quite close to us, and they exert their influence. And the Venus in Pisces, this is a very good time for you to rejig your love life, Pisces North Node, and for it to be. We'll get to that card, but for it to be the love life that you dream of, not tempered by practical considerations. I'll leave that statement there. I'm going to start reading from the guidebook for you. Ascending the Mountain. So I'll just read from the book. If there's anything additional that I need to add, or they want me to add, then I'll do that after I've read the card. Ascending the mountain, keep going forward. The journey might be hard right now, but a great view awaits you. You most certainly can achieve your goal. However, you must continue forward through hard work and diligence. Do not give up. Even if it seems hard, keep going forward. Even if it sometimes seems that you are going up 3 steps and falling back 2, you are still getting closer to your goal. Sometimes you may need to take smaller steps, but do not stop. Every step takes you closer to the peak of the mountain. And when you arrive, the view will be spectacular. It will be worth all your hard effort. The sacred traveler wants you to know it's okay to stumble or fall down. Just don't stay down. Do not allow yourself to be limited by the beliefs of others or even by your own self-limiting beliefs or fears. Go beyond boundaries of self-imposed barriers. Live passionately and courageously. Keep moving forward fearlessly. Speak up for yourself. Honor your truth. This isn't the time to be timid or hold back. Go forward gallantly with your banner of truth waving in the wind. You are a light bearer for others. No, they want me to read the next one, and then maybe there's something to say then. Cleansing waters. Purification activates vibrant life force. To achieve fulfillment, purify yourself and your surroundings. Clear your environment. Clear out clutter. In order to release old beliefs, stagnant energies, and auric grunge that you may have picked up, it's necessary to cleanse and purify yourself and your home. Let go of the old, discarded, and unused. Eat lightly, drink fresh water, and simplify your life. Shower or bathe with the intention that all that is not needed is washing away. When you purify yourself, you become a clearer channel for light, and thus know what direction is best for your life. Also, your sparkling light can then help heal and support many. The sacred traveler wants you to know. The traveler periodically takes time from the journey to seek holy waters for purification and renewal. Standing under the mystical cleansing waterfall, the voyager knows her energy field is being cleansed, past life limitations are washing away, and limiting beliefs are dissolving. Sometimes the traveler purifies in a stream or a mountain lake or next to ocean waves, but also simply by standing in the rain or drinking refreshing waters. In each moment, there is the knowing that the water is clearing out what is stagnant and replacing it with shimmering, sparkling energy. Find as many ways as possible to use water as a cleansing force in your life, all with the intent of purifying your life so greater energy can emerge. So this is what's beautiful. So they're showing me when I was reading the last card here, Like, this is kind of your Virgo South Node energy, and this is your Pisces North Node energy, and they want you to utilize both. So this is the practical, and this is the spiritual. I mean, spirituality can be practical, right? And the beauty of putting your spiritual practice into practical is that it then becomes part of your everyday life. And I'm running on the assumption that if you're here watching this tarot reading, that you have interests in spiritual realms and New Age and esoterics, right? But if you say, I'm not that spiritual of a person, it's about honoring your heart and your emotions and the needs that indicates, the needs that your emotions are indicating to you. And you want to be able to honor that in the everyday. And that may take some time to make those behaviors into habits, but they're saying that it's going to be worth that, and you should just start down that road. Because once you start, the universe can help you. If you're just waiting for the perfect time to start, then there's not much they can do. They can work with momentum. They can't work with stagnation, really. So time to just put one foot in front of the other. The next card, Bone Collector. You are whole, as we've said many times in this reading. You are whole and have everything you need within. When the Bone Collector appears, she is asking you to look closely at your circumstances to see if you're fully present or reacting out of past conditioning and unconscious expectations. Whenever we're wounded, especially when we're young, it's as if something essential is stolen from us. We adapt and accept a version of the truth that then sets us up to behave a certain way in the future when faced with a situation similar to the original event. What we know about ourselves thus becomes influenced by a perception of limitation. You may feel unworthy or without courage. You may see yourself as flawed or unlovable, or expect to be criticized. The Bone Collector reminds you that the truth is that you are a powerful being with limitless possibilities. She has kept safe what was stolen from you in the wounding and is here for you as you reclaim it now. You have everything you believe you lack, and the Bone Collector is your inner resource. Act as if you have what you need, and you'll find you have it after all. Anything is possible. With awareness, the wounds of the past need not define you. I don't think I'm going to say anything about that. I'll let that one resonate with you. And the last one, Dream Time, Creation. Okay, close your eyes, tune into your breathing, and allow yourself to sink deeply into the heart of the living creation that you are. As you notice your breath becoming steady and slightly deeper than usual, observe the urge within you that is begging to come forth in some creative action. Pay attention to any images, sounds, or feelings that beckon your awareness, and there you will find the key as to the manner in which to express this magnificent pulse. Your breath is the crossover between spirit and physical reality. Breathing comfortably and steadily helps you align yourself with spirit, which then brings a clearer focus on what creative expression is preparing to be birthed through and from you. Discard any habitual thought patterns that would prevent the manifestation of what you are being prompted to bring forth. Allow yourself to take risks with this self-expression, and all of creation will smile upon you. They do want me to say something about dream time, the dream time card. You may very well know who your divine counterpart is. they may be in your sphere. And if they are, because you also had the word courage come up more than once. Whew, this is coming like in a big wave. So, if you are centering a quality of life on having that person to come home to and to call and to have a partner in life, you have to allow them to know you intimately. So it's difficult for the universe to, for example, hear from you or feel from you that you want someone that embraces the whole of you and the deeper part of you, but you yourself are not listening or tending to that deeper part of you. And this is why you've got all of this other kind of bone collecting, believing stuff in the past, healing with intention, setting new foundations, getting clarity. This is why you have all of that, because all of that will make your dream time, and therefore your ability to create the life that you want, will make it that much easier for your divine team to come in and assist you, right? That is what they want you to know. And I think with that, are we done? Yeah, they say hi. They're like, hi, and, much love. And you'll get through this phase. You'll get through it. No problem whatsoever. It is already predestined that you do this kind of emotional cleanup, healing, going with the flow. In this learning, you haven't done anything wrong up to now. This is not a punishment for anything in the past. It's just a preparation for the next phase of your journey. And with that, now they say I can bid you adieu and have a great month. And I'll see you at the end of the month with your April 30th new moon reading, the second new moon of the month. And until then, take care, be well, and stay blessed. Bye, Pisces North Node.